welcome once again to the Hornby Magazine workshop and of course the test track Topley Dale. Now, we've known this video is coming for a while, but this is the last video we're going to be filming here in Topley Dale, at Topley Dale. It's a sad day.
It is a bit, but you know, all good things come to an end and there's always something better at the end, isn't there? So.
Yeah, the powers that be have given us more space to do these videos and this kind of content, so we're moving. And of course that means Topley Dale's going because you get your garage back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's all changed in the workshop. Topley Dale's going, O-Gauge test track's going. It's going to be a busy few days packing down and getting ready to move.
But of course we're not keeping Topley Dale either, because a lot of people say you're going to chop it up and move it. But no, I think it's we're onto something bigger and something more exciting.
Yes, definitely. I think that's the plan at the moment. New things are coming, new layouts for us to build, new projects for us to make, new places to film, so new background for all our feature videos about review models as well. So fresh content for everyone as well. Yes,
I mean ultimately it's going to be a good result, but doesn't make it any easier, does it?
No, well actually strangely, kind of, Topley Dale has well, it's been 10 years since I started building Topley Dale, and it's gone through lots of different formats along the way. I think everyone has probably heard the stories and they're bored to death of it now, but you know, it started off being 11 foot by 10 foot, it then expanded here to be 16 by 10, it got a double junction, it got a storage yard, it got a diversion route, it's got a quarry. All these things have happened. I did have more ideas about what I might do with it here, but I've certainly got more ideas for the future. So whilst Topley Dale as it is right now will never exist again, Topley Dale in one form or another might not even be called Topley Dale at that point, but it will exist in some form somewhere else. So.
I'll call the next one Middley Dale.
Middley Dale, yeah.
It'll be lower. So, over the 10 years, because obviously this layout's only been in my life for 2.5 years, it's been my office.
Yeah.
Over the 10 years of its existence, can you tell us some of the highlights?
Some of the highlights? Well, I think the first of the highlights for Topley Dale was the opportunity to exhibit it at the Whalley National Model Rail exhibition for Hornby Magazine in its original 10 foot by 11 foot form. I think people kind of got with the story with that because it was built to fit into a dining room originally, and it had to work around a fridge that was in the corner, which is why it had an unusual shape. I think a lot of people could relate to the fact that actually the layout had to fit around real life as well. I think that was a great highlight, being able to take it to that show and talk about that story with it. I think actually probably one of my other great highlights actually is this section behind us. I love this bit going from the quarry down to the quarry, the rock face down the bottom there. I think it's one of my favourite bits of modelling I've done. I never quite finished it. There's still like coping stones to do on the retaining walls and things like that, but yeah, it was complete, if not finished. So.
And of course it was a fun series to make as well.
It certainly was, yeah, and installing the fallow car system as well. That was another great highlight of the layout as well. Really, the whole journey has been brilliant, to be honest, with Topley Dale. Like every model railway, it's developed and gone forward and moved on and changed and metamorphosed into something completely different to what I originally envisaged.
So of course, every layout has its foibles. Have you learnt anything on the way?
Yes, and yes again after that. I don't know whether I should admit to all these things, but there's lots of little foibles with Topley Dale. One, the platforms. I think they're kind of well known. The platforms are a bit of a nightmare for us. They were gauged for an era when I was modelling slightly different locos from rolling stock, and it does cause issues with certain locos running through there. They catch on the platforms. So curved platforms, in the future I would plan much more carefully. I think that's probably point number one.
I always love it when you give me the latest sample to run and I go flying around and take the steps off a brand new model.
You never do that. I know you do.
That's why the glue bottle's going down.
That's right, yeah. And then I think the other thing actually relates to the viaduct scene here actually. I've had a long running problem with a dip in the track through the point, and it is entirely my fault. I didn't put enough structure between the viaduct and the end of the baseboard. I had a bit of a dip there. I did relay the outer line, and that cured all the outer line problems, but because there was a point motor underneath the point, I never relayed the point. Today I fixed that. On its last day, I fixed the problem.
With a camera stand?
With a camera stand. It's an extremely Heath Robinson fix. I've got a stand and I wedged it underneath to bend the board back to the right shape.
You see, I think we've done extremely well, because I mean that section of line features in a lot of our videos, and you'd never know.
No, I've known every time.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier today. So, I can hardly see it. I can. There's a massive deflection through that point. It's always frustrated me that it's not being level through there. But it's made a big difference today by fixing that. So, and another thing I fixed today as well, I thought for its last day, I'd actually put the steps onto the quarry building as well. But if anyone notices that, actually, there could be like lemmings coming out of the station building, the quarry building here, if I hadn't put the steps there. But it's now got steps.
And of course, unbeknown to some, the layout does have a layout mouse.
Oh, it did. I haven't
Or
seen it for
family
a
of.
while. I've not seen sight of the mouse or sign of the mouse, for that matter, for a little while now. But we did have Topley Dale mouse for about a year and a half, didn't we?
So when you'd film a bit or take a photo,
Yeah.
clear scenery, and then you'd come back and there'd be a little present.
It would be a little present.
Yeah.
So I'll probably find Topley Dale Mouse's house whilst I'm packing up. So
Yeah.
if I do, I'll take
And
a
all his
picture.
uncles and aunties and so I mean that'd be quite fun. And of course underneath Topley Dale you've got the O gauge and the Garden Railway.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So quite a lot to rip up.
Yes, it's all coming out. Yeah, every single bit of it's coming out. All the way from top to bottom is all coming out. So it's going to be a busy weekend of packing layouts and dismantling layouts.
So I think it's time we looked at some of the highlights that Topley Dale has brought to us, particularly over the last 2.5 years. Oh, you see now, after watching that, I don't want it to go. It's been quite a fun layout.
It has, but there's always something new to build with the model railway. I've always got a plan, you know this. So I think everyone at home knows this as well. There's always a plan.
You could argue that this room and this layout has really been the heart of Hornby Magazine for so long.
It really has. I mean, I've loved building this layout. I've loved all the feedback from people about the layout and pointing out things like my signal that's wrong.
Love it.
I know it's wrong. It's just it's a sample that went in for testing and never got taken out. So, but it's been great to get all that feedback. It's great to see that people enjoyed us building the layout so much. I've really enjoyed that side of it as well. And as a layout to operate, actually, I find it quite fun now as well. I love all the junctions and stuff, the different routes. We've ended up with different stock on it to what it was originally planned for as well. It's just great fun, isn't it? So.
And all good things must come to an end. However, we're on to brighter beginnings.
Yeah.
Can you tell us any of the plans for the new workshop and the new layouts in said workshop?
I can tell you one thing about them. Bigger.
You tease.
Bigger and better, I think.
Will it have correct signals?
It will have correct
signals. Will the locos have crews?
Maybe. We can't guarantee
We're Dream World.
Yeah,
Dream World.
Yes. Some locos have crews.
There's not ones we film.
Quite a few have crews, but just not enough. There is a plan to do more crews. But, yeah.
So come on, stop getting away from it.
So yeah, the plan is bigger, better, more exciting, maybe a different theme. You know, maybe move away from the Midland region, maybe not move away from the Midland region. You'll have to just stay with us and find out, to be quite honest. So,
modern image?
Maybe modern image.
Catenary?
Maybe
third rail?
Third rail. Third rail catenary.
Underground?
Third rail catenary, fourth rail for underground, and pre-grouping all on the same layout. Yeah.
There's your challenge.
Yes.
And then O-gauge underneath.
Yeah. Actually, you could do most of that if you were very clever with stock building, because some of the very early Southern Electrics on the London Brighton South Coast have overhead, and some of the very early electrics did run mid-1920s, so there's always an option.
If only you liked Southern Electrics.
Well, that would be handy, wouldn't it? So,
so you're not going to reveal any more?
Not yet. So you have to wait and see with that. So.
Right, well, I suppose it's time to come to an end here at Topley Dale, and there's only one thing left to do, and that's to take it apart.
It is. I'd best get the tools out, start breaking it apart. But I would like to say, again, just one more time to everyone who's been watching at home as we built Topley Dale and reading through Topley Dale's entire 10-year lifespan in Hornby Magazine as well. Thank you very much for joining me on the journey of building Topley Dale and for reading, watching and enjoying, hopefully, what we've built here. It's been, like I said, great to have all the feedback on the layout. And, well, we've loved building it. We've loved running it. We've loved showing off different locos running here as well. And don't worry, there is plenty more to come.
I love breaking bits every time, and then you're watching you have to glue them back on.
I've been doing that today as well. Last day of the layout, I'm still running around fixing bits after Richard's knocked them off.
Right, so I suppose that brings us to a sad but positive end in the same light.
Yep.
So, as ever, thank you very much for watching this video. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one, and with the next one.
With the next one, indeed. Yeah. Thank you again. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Is the next one really going to be 50 foot?